All right, so let's look at number 1. Using your compass and straight edge, I am asking you to reflect triangle JKH over line M. Well, good news, there's 3 vertices, but we're only going to have to reflect 2. Why? Because K is already on the line of reflection, and I think we talked yesterday on homework that if the point is on the line of reflection, it stays there. So there's K prime. No big deal. All right, well, we're going to have to find H and J prime now. All right, so let's start with H prime. How can I use my compass and straight edge to find H prime? Think about the definition, which is, again, at the top of the page. What is the line of reflection, in this case, line M acting as? Perpendicular bisector. So think about this. Wherever we put H prime, when I connect them, it's got to be perpendicular to line M. Have we done a construction this year that from any point I can make a perpendicular line? Yes, we have, and it's not the fish, by the way. Okay, I know that's usually the answer to everything, but not here. We have gone over a construction where I can put my compass point on any point and make a perpendicular line through another line. We just got to get the cobwebs out. So let's put our compass point on H, and then you guys can take over from there. So let's put our compass point on H. Does anybody remember the goal now? I need to make an arc that does what? Goes through my line twice. Now that may be tough on this one. You can maybe get once, but maybe not twice. How can I figure out a solution now? Take your straight edge and extend line M. Because you need an arc that intersects line M in 2 spots. So put your compass point on H. Again, make an arc that's going to intersect line M in two spots. And then anybody remember from here? Remember, we made 2 points of intersection on purpose. Emma? Okay, so go to 1 point of intersection on line M and another arc right above it. Doesn't have to be too huge. And then travel over to the other intersection point on M and make another arc, but make sure these 2 intersect, the last 2. And then if you line up your straight edge with H and that point of intersection, you'll get a perpendicular line. And that's half the battle. Everyone got the perpendicular line before we go to the second half of this? All right, well, I know now H prime's got to be somewhere on this line, on this side of line M. It's got to be somewhere here. Anybody remember angle measure and what else does not change with reflections? Angle measure and side length, aka distance. So the distance from H to line M is going to be the same as M to wherever H prime is. So we can take our compass, measure the distance from H, maybe, from H to the line, and copy that distance on the other side. And most of you, if you take a look, if you didn't adjust your compass setting at all, what do you notice? It lands right on that point of intersection, doesn't it? That's nice. That's nice. Here's why it's nice. You don't have to draw that perpendicular. If you never adjust, like open or close your compass setting the whole time, you don't need to draw this perpendicular line in. H prime will be right there. Okay? But if you do open it or close it, you are going to have to draw that line in and then copy that distance over. Okay, that is nice. So here is H prime. And it bugs me because I don't know why that works. That it just ends up being that point even though I don't open or close my compass. I'm got to look into it. And then go ahead and we do point J. Looks like I'm going to have to extend M in the other direction to get my 2 points of intersection. Do this one in yellow. Go to both points of intersection. J prime. And then when you're done, take your straight edge. Connect your 3 vertices. Ooh, not good, not good. And everyone's looks good. Flipped over, mine looks a little larger because my lines are a little thicker, but how's everyone's looking? And some people, well, I get real nervous with the compass. I don't know. I always shake around. And is there any way I can definitely check this? And the answer is yes. And it's a very elementary-ish way of checking, but if you take your paper and fold it at line M, those two should match right up to each other. Okay, so if you take your paper, fold it over right on line M, they should match right up. Okay. All right, so if you want to take a peek that way, that's fine. All right, now it's practice time. Practice time, I'm going to walk around and take a look at this quadrilateral as you're doing it. All right, just to make sure you got all the markings. We still have one more thing to do, though. If people are still working on the quadrilateral and I'm still waiting, go ahead and try out number 3. Because if you look at number 3 real quick, there's only how many vertices to reflect? Only 1. So if you have time, after you're done with number 2, go ahead and try out number 3. And we got one more concept to talk about. All right, last thing we need to talk about. How to construct the line of reflection now. You guys can do reflections, but what if I already have done the reflection? I need to find the line I reflected over. It's as simple as this. Go back to the definition. Go back to the definition. What is the line of reflection again? It's a perpendicular bisector of the segment that is formed by connecting a pre-image and an image point. So for these first 2 figures, if we want to construct the line of reflection, first make a decision. What 2 points do we want to make a segment from? A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime, and there's an E up there, E prime. You make a decision. I don't care what it is. I don't need to know it either. Nobody else needs to know it. Connect your segment, please. We go big in here. I'm going C prime. And what am I asking you to construct? The line of reflection, also known as the what of the segment? Perpendicular bisector. This is a different construction than what you've been doing today, though. How do I construct a perpendicular bisector? This is the fish. That's great that you could say the word fish, but how do you do it? It's very easy. What? How about I put it somewhere first, Teddy? Yeah, put it, there you go. Put it on the end point of a segment. And then, yes, open it more than half the length of the segment, as Teddy said. And you want to make a decent size arc here because you are going to intersect above and below your segment. Keep the same opening. Go down to the other end point of your segment. Make sure you have 2 points of intersection. Line up your straight edge, and then I can't say this enough, you are making a line of reflection, not a ray, not a segment of reflection. A line of reflection. So let's put some arrows on that bad boy. And then you could do it for the M's here. And then once you're done with that, you can go on to the couple constructions for tonight.